than me. I said your pussy. Could you see in my eyes the flame?
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. My name's Chris, and today we're going to be reviewing the Nugget by Artery Vapes. Alright, let's go through the specs. Okay, it's made by Artery Vapes. The material it's made out of is zinc alloy. It comes in quite a few colors actually. It comes in black, white, silver, pink, bronze, as well as copper. Okay, now the wattage, it starts at 5, can go all the way to 50 watts. It goes from 0.5 volts to 8 volts. It has a stainless steel threading on the 510 connector. The battery is internal. It's a 18350 1000 milliamp battery. Discharges at 200 amps consistently. Alright, so to charge this, you're going to want to use the included micro USB cable. It does have a pass-through, which is on the side, so you don't have to worry about putting your mod down. So that's, pretty convenient. The maximum charging current is 80 milliamps. The size of this is 55.5 millimeters by 31 millimeters by 22 millimeters. The positive pin is gold, but plated in copper. The temperature range from nickel, titanium, and stainless steel is from 200 to 600 in Fahrenheit and 100 to 315 in Celsius. Now it has power mode, voltage mode. Now this mod can read resistance from 0.1 ohm to 3 ohms. And the price on this I have found to be the very bottom end to be $22.99 to $40. Now keep in mind there is the Gold Rush kit, which comes with the mod itself, the 49er tank, as well as the stuff that the mod actually comes with by itself. So if you don't need a tank, I don't know if I would recommend getting that one. I'd probably actually recommend you get the Cubus Pro by Joytech. Alright, so let's talk about the quality of this mod. This mod feels very nice in the hand, very ergonomic. The texture of it is really, it's not slick, but it's really comfortable in the hand, but it won't slide out of your hand, per se. Marble countertops, you know how it has that really smooth texture to it? That's what this mod's like. With the edges being straight. Now this mod actually has quite a bit of weight to it compared to other vapes that are out there, that's really thin metal. This is actually made out of zinc alloy, which to me, I don't understand why more companies don't go this route, because not only does it add a little bit more weight to it versus a very thin tank, my drip tank. Another thing that's really nice about this mod is that because of the way that it looks and the texture of the device itself, it actually feels very high-end, more of a luxury vape. It doesn't feel like it's made cheap. It has very good quality. The buttons themselves seem like they're made out of solid steel, which is really nice. They don't have any play to them. I mean, I've had absolutely no problems with it, and I really enjoy this vape. Now, the quality of this vape is actually superior to most that's in this price range. I don't know if you could even really put them in the same category. I mean, the 18650s obviously will have better battery life, but they're usually made out of a very thin metal-like substance, or even plastic sometimes. Another really cool thing about this mod is that the display is very easy to see and use, and that for me is great. The firmware is incredibly easy to use. I can navigate it without any issues. Here, let me show you. Okay, so what you want to do is you click the fire button. Okay, mine's off, so you have to press it 5 times. Okay, so now we're on. Okay, so you want to click the plus and the minus button at the same time. Okay, so that puts us in work mode. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you want to hit the fire button Okay, so to save the settings, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the fire button again, and then go over to the minus symbol, and go to exit, and hit it again. Okay, so to change the temperature, you want to go on the plus or minus. It wraps around. There's the temp system setting, changes between Fahrenheit as well as Celsius. And I'm in the USA, so I use Fahrenheit. Okay. The home button also works as a back button. Okay. Now here is where I actually tell how much power to give. Okay, this mod also has an auto off, and if you want to conserve battery life, I would recommend going to the auto shut off, going to that, and you can change it with 10 minutes all the way up to 90 minutes. So that will save your battery quite a bit, because being on standby, it still will discharge. Okay. Now, if you keep going, you'll get to the system software updating, and if you click it, it'll say restart for updating, and that's when you would plug it into the micro USB port that's provided in the box. And you see this right here? If you want to get back, now if you just want to get back to the wattage, you're going to want to go to temp and go to power mode, click on it. Now you want to go to the exit, and now the settings are applied. Okay, so this mod is quite smaller than most mods that are out there, which makes it really portable, but it also makes most tanks hang over. If I was you, I would probably recommend getting a 22mm tank. That would fit perfect. That's actually what's on this right now. There's no overhang. It's comfortable. And another really cool thing about this device is, since it is so portable, you're going to want to take it with you if you want to make a quick, a quick trip to the gas station. If you want to go, go to get some, you want to go and get some groceries, you want to go and do a quick errand. This mod is actually really comfortable in the pocket. I mean, my normal mod that I use daily is my Relo RX200 by Joytech. And look at the size comparison on these two. Like, I mean, it is pretty drastic. Now, another thing to add on to that, though, is that since it is so small, you can actually get the majority of this mod in your hand. You go somewhere that doesn't permit vaping, you're really stressed out, this gives you the option to stealth vape. Not only can you hide it very easily, just take this, put it in your hand, vape, open your shirt, no problem. I would imagine that their target consumer is going to be someone that is switching from the Ego Twist batteries, or maybe they had a bad experience with vaping, and maybe they need something that'll suffice for the switch. And this will provide more than enough for any new vapor. And this mod right here is not only very affordable, it's not threatening because of the size of it. The interface isn't anything like the DNA, where you have all kinds of different options to go and do all kinds of different, customization. You have 5 different things that you can do on this. And for someone just picking up a mod for the first time, especially one that's, pretty strong actually, this is 50 watts, and that is more than enough for most vapors. Hold on, correction. It's more than enough for someone that is switching from a low-end mod. Now, I remember when I first started vaping, I got the MVP, and it was 12 watts. I paid $200 for it. That was probably 3-4 years ago, and that was just amazing, because that's what the game itself has evolved into something that's beautiful, because people are not only being healthier. I mean, strangers will come up to me, talk about their mod, like they got a new tank, what would you recommend, on this and that. And it's just really great, because people, and even the people that don't know about vaping, even when they first start off, they're going to ask a whole lot of questions. And that's good, because the more that they know, the better their experience will be. and less of a chance that they might go back to smoking cigarettes and what have you. Now this is 50 watts, so it's going to be not only a good starting point, not only a good starting point, but also it gives you plenty of room to grow. So if you wanted to start off with an extremely cheap, like $5-10 tank, get a glass one, don't get a plastic one. Like seriously, like you're gonna regret that. Because a lot of those, extremely cheap tanks that you would get at the gas station, or a couple bucks, here or there at your local, vape shop, yeah, they'll crack. So that's definitely not the route that you want to go with. I mean, vegetable glycerin is horridly hard to get off of stuff, and the easiest way I found to get it off is using hand sanitizer, isopropyl alcohol, and that works very well. But if you get it onto clothes, if you get it onto furniture, if it's not dyed, it'll be really easy to come off, but it will probably, there's a really good chance that it might stain it. And a lot of these companies now, like for instance, Crush Fruits, I know that they use food coloring in their vape juice, and that would be bad. That'd be real bad, because not only would you have the vape juice on you, it's not coming off. Like there's a really good chance that it will not come off. Alright, so let's talk about the battery life. Okay, so this is kind of like one of those things, like if you do, if you don't. Okay, so if I was you, and if you were wanting to get this mod, I would recommend that you get something like the Cubus Pro, simply because that the 0.5 ohm coil, it's ranged between 15 and 30 watts. So not only will you be able to feel like you're getting, a decent, vape off of it, but you also aren't going to be using it at full watts. And I would strongly recommend that you get a tank like that, because it is 50 watts, but it has an internal battery lower than an 18650. And if you're running this at full 50 watts and you use something like a Heracles Plus, that's my go-to for my RX 200. And I mean, this thing, it has no problem pushing out. Like this right here, T by Omega, and I usually run this at 150 watts. I put this on this mod right here, and it'll fire it with no problem. I mean, this mod doesn't have any issues running RDAs or RTAs. The problem you're going to run into, though, is the battery life. Now, this is extremely, I'm being dead honest right here. Okay, if I put my Heracles Plus on this, and I vape this at 50 watts, and I don't know about everyone else, but if my vape's near me, I'm vaping it. I mean, if I run this at 50 watts with my Heracles Plus and consistently vape it, lasts me about 2 hours. Now, with that being said, if I use my Cubus Pro on this and run it at 26 watts out of the 30 that it recommends for the coil, not only do I get a really good hit off of this, it's nothing, groundbreaking. Compared to like my BFT, for instance. That can put out, some major clouds. This little thing, like, it doesn't strain at all. Like, it has no problem putting out vape. For people that vape, for people that vape on the regular and people that are into the cloud chasing lifestyle, I couldn't recommend this to you. The battery would go dead so fast. This is not something that you would want to take with you if you're going on a long trip somewhere. If you were to take this with you anywhere, I would strongly recommend that you plug this in. But what I have noticed, though, when using smaller tanks like this that don't require a whole lot of wattage to be pushed through them to provide, adequate vape, this has actually lasted me 2 days, and that's, that's really good, because beforehand I was putting it on the charger every 2 hours, and that was just ridiculous. Yeah, it's, it's very affordable, and it's extremely, extremely nice. But like I said, for a first-time vape or someone that's vaping, if you didn't sit there and just, steamroll it, it would last quite a while, actually. But on the bright side, this thing actually does charge extremely fast. This was dead when I got home from work, put it on the charger, took a shower, roughly around 45 minutes to an hour, come back completely charged. I have personally owned the original eLeaf, the eLeaf 30 watt, and as well as the eLeaf 50 watt. And those mods in the hand feel inferior to this. Like the way that it looks, like I don't even know if I can even like really show you guys. Or yeah, actually I can. Now, now the price point of this mod is actually kind of an odd thing for me to comprehend really. How do you get, such a quality vape, but price it so low? Like literally the only thing holding this mod back is the battery life. Like if this had, an 18650, or personally I would like to have two 18650s, or be like the Relo and have three. How this mod can be such high quality and still be roughly about $35. It has a really nice interface. It has upgradable firmware, the buttons, the threading. It has a lot to offer. Not only is it 50 watts for under $35, it's but it has temperature control. It has quality hardware. It has a very nice finish. I would strongly recommend that someone get this rather than something as of the eLeaf category, or even the Kanger drip mod, or the K box. Like this is just so much better quality. It's cheaper and it's better. Now the question that you guys are wondering: if I was to lose this today, would I go out and buy another one? Would I recommend it to family or a friend? And the answer is yes, of course. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a few of these just laying around. I mean, they're so affordable that getting two of these would be the cost of a normal mod. I love the portability. I can take this with me to work. I can take it with me on the go if I needed to just run somewhere real quick. This is the vape that I go to. Imagine having this thing right here in your pocket versus this. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If you like the content, make sure to subscribe. Social media links in the description. I strongly recommend that you go and check out Vape Ninja as well as Panda Vapes for some premium vape. Take care. See you soon.